Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Mark Fabric. Some of you guys might already follow me on YouTube, some of you might not, but I am here to break down, in my own unique way, the California primary election ballot. So, a little bit of advisory before we go ahead. This is going to be like total nerd shit. If you're not like me and you didn't like minor or major in political science or really pay attention in, your history or civics classes, then this is probably not the video for you. But if you are like me and you're a big fan of The Daily Show, Trevor Noah, Roy Wood, a lot of guys on that show, this is going to be very similar to this style. Jordan Klepper, very similar to what they do. I'm going to break down the completely and absolutely batshit candidates that are running for governor and senator of the great state of California, where I reside in. And yeah, I'm just gonna give you a humorous and enjoyable view of why these people are just completely insane. So, without further ado, let's open up the ballot. Very first office is for the United States Senate. That is the office that is currently held by Alex Padilla, a longtime public servant here in the state of California, and who, after perusing the ballot, I think I'm going to cast my ballot for Senator Padilla to remain in office, and I think you guys should all do the same. But anyways, without further ado, let's go through the ballot. So for U.S. Senate, we have this guy named Douglas Howard Pierce claiming to be a Democrat. He uses, that's another thing we're going to discuss here. There's a lot of overall themes, like bookmarks, stuff that Republicans hit to try and, increase their messaging and fire up their base, all that stuff. I will point out all that stuff and try and point out how it is all bullshit to you guys as well. But first, like I said, this is a Democratic candidate, Douglas Howard Pierce, which again, if you're a Democrat, why are you running against the incumbent Alex Padilla, who was picked by the governor, Gavin Newsom, and is succeeding Kamala Harris, who is currently the vice president of the United States? Tough hill to climb, but whatever. So what stands out in Pierce's statement? Like I said, he is a Democrat, but it looks like a lot of his thing is he mentions crime, harsh, rapid judicial prosecution. Oof, ouch. Law enforcement, providing all Californians with trusted police protection. Once again, we do like police. No one around here is about, defunding the police. We found that is a losing issue politically. That's not something that people are going to do. So interesting that he jumps on that. He's apparently a law and order Democrat. Adding 50% more water storage, immediate implementation of desalination water plants on our California coast. Looks like he wants to preserve Medicare and stuff for senior citizens. Education, access to learn for the best employment. I don't even know what that means. Border safety, though. There you go, border safety, which, agreed, that is something that is an issue, but not an easy answer. But again, it looks like he's taking a more conservative tack. In fact, he mentions our North American continent might plan for Mexico and Central Americans. Shouldn't they have their own plan? Not what your plan is, but, whatever. And also homelessness to be stopped forever. He does not mention how he's going to attain that goal right there, but, he's going to do it. Also, a little bit at the end there, I promise to uphold the constitutional rights of the great golden state of California's people and the United States of America. I'm proud to be an American. So, yeah, he's running as a Democrat, but he definitely appears to be kind of like a Stars and Stripes Republican. This is one of my favorites. We got this guy, Obaidul Hook Pirjada, literally just has a website you can go to. I didn't check it out. It appears he's from Orange County. Yeah, probably not garnering a lot of votes. Next, we got John Thompson Parker running for the Peace and Freedom Party. Okay. He says, capitalism enables corporate masters to exacerbate crises of health, poverty, oppression, climate change, and war and religious profit. ownership of production and finance must be controlled by the people. The Senate campaign is about building that socialist systemic change. Vote the left unity slate. As we know, in general elections, socialism and leaning that far left is generally not a good idea for success. Don't know how deep the roots of the Peace and Freedom Party go, but I don't expect him to make much of a mark on the campaign. But yeah, exactly as we've seen, crying socialism from the right is generally a winning issue for them. So to embrace that is probably not a good idea. But again, John Thompson Parker, Peace and Freedom Party, probably not getting a lot of votes. The incumbent, Alex Padilla, again, I think he's a good guy. We should probably just stick with him. This is one of my favorites. Chuck Smith, Republican. America must be governed according to the Constitution, which of course says that church and state are separate, for the people and by the people. A Marine, Vietnam veteran, retired law enforcement. That also means he's looks like he's pushing 80, and a patriot, of course. I'm also a Christian. I believe God wants to use me to help him make America righteous again. Oh my God. Who came up with that? But again, he mentioned the Constitution, and the Constitution very clearly states the church and state are separate, but, God wants to use them. We're moving on. We've got a Kinyemi Agbede. He's running as a Democrat. He's just saying, rescue America. 3 exclamation points. America must be revived from collapsing. Therefore, electing Dr. Akinyemi Agbede for the U.S. Senate is the answer. Shit, I can't argue with that. I guess that is the answer. Say no more, fam. I guess that's who I'm voting for. No, not really. Okay, here we go. This is a good one. We got Corey Williams, Republican. This hits on a lot of the same Republican tropes and stuff that they do. Husband, father, Marine veteran, doctor. Good for him. Proud of him. Here we go. When the government began its response to COVID in early 2020, I felt the rights of Americans were being violated. We're going to mask mandates, stuff like that, even though the vast majority of mask mandates have been lifted. I obviously am here in Los Angeles County, where other than public transportation, airplanes, buses, ride shares, there are no mask mandates at all. You can go anywhere without masks. Schools, no mask mandate. But again, that's what he's running on. Anyways, he talks about, faith. That's a big thing. Big Republican thing. Individual liberty, personal responsibility. It's another little bookmark that they like to hammer on. If you have ever been in a public setting and seen people out in public, you know that personal responsibility is probably not something that's best left up to people. James Madison said himself, if we were all angels, we wouldn't need a government to run ourselves, but we're clearly not all angels. Anyways, strong advocate for personal and medical freedom. That's something that's coming up a lot, medical freedom, which, freedom if you're a woman to get an abortion? Oh, yeah, not that medical freedom. Not that medical freedom, but, yeah. This was great. There's no picture for this guy, but his name is Don Grunman. Not affiliated with the party. It's literally just like a rambling manifesto. The poisonous fake vaccines don't work. I am actually here, alive and well, talking to all of you guys, vaccinated and boosted. Clearly, I did not die. Otherwise, I have magic powers that I am not aware of, but I'm still here. Well, public are guinea pigs, masks are useless, joking against a virus. Vaccine children is a crime. COVID is biological warfare against humanity. Vaccines kill you. Again, I am standing alive, coherent, and an actual person here speaking, so that's not true. There's some just wild websites, including arrestbiden.org. Wow. But yeah, the scary stuff that's someone who's running and has the ability to run, but that is what our system is. Literally anyone can run. I could run. Maybe I should run. Who knows? We got Eleanor Garcia, She has no qualified party preference. She talks about socialism. Again, as we know, not a winning issue, especially if she has no party preference. Then we got this dude, Mark Muser. Not a cool Mark. What is he talking about? Yeah, he's talking about like keeping churches open, keeping schools open, clearly right-wing talking points, stuff that they're gonna employ in campaigns. Crime is on the rise, and people are not safe in our cities. Politicians refuse to enforce laws. That's obviously not true. We need to balance our budget and run away inflation. Again, generally a Republican talking point, and again, those are things that are true. Balanced budget, curbing inflation is a good thing, but not necessarily as easy to tackle as they say so. I will always fight to protect our children, our neighborhoods, and our way of life. So that's obviously not super coded. Wants to fight, CRT in schools, the American way of life, crimes on the rise, even though it's not. Then we got some dude named Hank. Hank, my guy. He's the Green Party candidate. Hank, he just says, I'm a social worker with a heart for people and the planet. Actually, responding to climate change with Green New Deal. Sounds like he is a wonderful and amazing guy. I'd love to have a beer with him, but clearly not someone who's going to win a general election. Not the issues and stuff that people are talking about. But anyways, hope you guys just enjoyed this brief little rundown I had of the California ballot. Hope you share this with your friends. I hope I at least enlightened you on some of these nut jobs who are running. And not everyone's a nut job. There's just some people who are just not qualified candidates. It's as simple as that. But yeah, we'll come back with the governor's race, which is even juicier next. But yes, hope you realized who is a qualified candidate, not a qualified candidate, and I hope I helped. If you weren't sure, steer you through some of the bullshit. That's what we want to do around here. Help you make educated decisions, and make sure you know what you're doing. Anyways, my name is Mark Fabric, and had a great time talking to you about the California elections, and we're gonna keep doing that. In fact, that might be a theme. So we'll see what goes on. But yeah, have a great night.